how does Burberry Uniform in Fayetteville come? Is this something you sought? Did it come to you? Because as you said, I don't imagine selling medical uniforms was like the first thing you thought of.
Right.
How does Bayberry Uniform come about?
Well, at the time I was working as a real estate agent, so I was still employed full time, but I was also looking for other avenues for income and freedom and entrepreneurship. And real estate was the easiest thing because you can get a license real cheap. And I became a licensed real estate agent back in 2020 before the shutdown happened. So I had an amazing year when the prices were going up.
Sure.
You know, I had a very good first year as a real estate agent. And I also learned through that process that you can buy a business. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Why do I have to become Einstein and reinvent something that someone else already did for you, you know? And maybe they're retiring, or maybe they're just moving out of state, or maybe they're going through health issues and they can't support the business anymore. And it's something that the community needs, that's been here for a long time, that supports healthcare, that's proven to work in times of crisis like COVID pandemic. We know what's an essential and what's not an essential business after COVID, right? How many businesses closed during that time?
Yeah.
And how many businesses were open during that time? So it was a very
feel
crazy time.
I feel like I mean, obviously not literally, but for the most part, I feel like there were two types of people during the pandemic. They're the ones that, you know, had a real tough time and struggled and you know, maybe had some not so great results coming out of it. And then there were the others that knew it was time to pivot and made something beautiful out of it. And I think you, coming from the situation that you came from up until that point, all you ever knew was this is burn the ships, right? Got to survive. So for most of us, the pandemic was like, what do we do? That was us going
the
through
analysis
the first
paralysis.
Right.
It's like, what am I doing? And then you don't do anything.
Right. And so this is the first time as Americans, at least for my generation, where we're really going, whoa, we have to do something to survive here. And you are going, I'm used to this, man. You know, obviously you hadn't been through a pandemic, but you're like, I know what it's like when shit gets real and you got to pivot. And so you did. And so Bayberry Uniforms comes along.
And Bayberry Uniforms comes along. I was actually somebody that I knew through work that was the listing agent for the business. So it was like, okay, great. And at first I saw it went up for sale a year prior and nothing happened, you know, and he did pitch like, hey, I think you and your wife would be good for this. You know, you guys have the mentality and it would be good for you. But at the time, again, I wasn't thinking medical scrubs, you know.
Sure.
This was prior to the pandemic even. So I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to make that risk, right? And to take that leap of faith and go all in together. My wife at the time, she was going on her master's for engineering management. So she's at the peak of her career when it comes to aerospace engineering. And I was growing very fast too in that space. So it wasn't a time, we weren't ready at the time. Then COVID hits, the business goes up for sale again, right? It sits there for like 6 months, nothing's happening. And we're like, okay, maybe it is time to consider it. We met with the owner, we checked out the place. Again, we learned that it was essential, so it wasn't going to be closed down. It's supporting healthcare, which healthcare is the hottest topic at the time. So we were like, okay, yeah, maybe we can make it work. So let's burn the ships and sail along, man.
Burn the scrubs.
Burn the scrubs.
Burn the scrubs. So Bayberry Uniform in Fayetteville. Tell us about the business. Tell us what you guys do, the products, all that stuff.
Yeah, so Bayberry Uniforms has been around for over 50 years, and it's a medical apparel company that provides to all the nursing schools, all the hospitals, medical offices, veterinarians, you name it. Anybody wearing scrubs, we're there. And it's just amazing. You know, I was at the airport the other day and I see the upstate billboards and announcement, and they're wearing our uniforms. So it's very fulfilling. It's very purpose-driven for us to be supporting, you know, the healthcare workers of our city. And also the schools too, because they are the future. Now we do a little bit of restaurant work too. We do corporate wear, but also I want to say medical is the main focus of our business. Just supporting our hospitals, supporting our medical offices here, our nurses, and the students to come.